Hey, what's up? This is Mike Orlando from Adrenaline Mob. In this segment, I'd like to show you a few licks based upon pentatonic stuff from one of my favorite guitar players, Shawn Lane. He was a huge influence on me. Not particularly doing anything note for note. It was more of, wow, how is he doing that? You know, when I was learning, and I would try to come up with patterns and stuff that, in my mind, emulated what he was doing. He was such an amazing player. So there's just so many different patterns that he does. And again, rhythmic drum type patterns, which very much, you know, pulls me right into a player like that. So there's just a bunch of licks that I do all the time throughout my songs that are inspired by Shawn. It's just, again, one of the most amazing players on the planet, or was. Okay, so this lick is based in a pentatonic pattern in groups of sixes. It's a string skipping type of pattern. So when I mean you go from the high E and then 2 notes, you jump to the B string, 2 notes, you jump to the G string, 2 notes. That's the group of 6. And then I start on the B string. Same thing, 2 notes per string, and you jump from string to string. So I start on the B string, jump to the G, jump to the D. And then I start on the G string. And it's the same thing until we get up to the back of the scale. So it's G string, on the D string, and then jump to the A. And then I start on the D string. I'll play it for you straight through, but slow. You emphasis the 1 on every first hit. 1, 2, 3, 4. Now, when I do a lick like this, there's 2 ways to do it. And, you know, when I was growing up and learning, I would be listening to Shawn Lane playing. He'd be so fast to be like, how can I get across from this high string to this low string with that speed? So I just kind of developed this barring technique that people always ask me about. And again, it's a rolling muted type of technique. So instead of doing it across without the technique, which you can do, which would be this way. Now I'm always jumping off strings, and that's the first way, let's say. The second way is the way I do it, barring, which looks like the whole thing, but it's really not. Now, if you notice closely, you'll see my finger kind of pulsating up and down. And I'm just taking it off of the string that I just left. So if I'm hitting the E string, there's the E string. It looks like I'm still barring on the E string, but I'm not. I've raised it slightly so it mutes the note. And it keeps it clean, especially in passages like this. So that's the technique. So played slow with that technique. So again, I'm not doing this. That would sound like a mess. I'm bopping up and down with that pivotal movement type of rolling feel across the strings. I'll play it fast one more time. Okay, this next lick is the same style lick, but what I did is I reversed it. So I'm going from the low string to the high string. So it's still in groups of 6s. And I just jump 3 strings at a time and to the next string. And I'm going to add a different lick going down from the high E to the low E, which incorporates a couple of different techniques that I've showed you in the past, chicken picking and some pull-offs and stuff like that. So I'll play the lick up to speed for you. So broken down, like we spoke of before the lick started, it's the groups of threes, 3 strings, grouped 6 notes at a time. So it's... And then I start on the A string, same on the D, and then from the G, B to the high E. Alternate picked, mute that bridge so you get a nice clean attack on it. Always keep it clean with the right hand. Coming down from the high E to the low E, I do a little bit of variation. So it's a pull off. So it's in groups of 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And I start with a down pick when I'm at the top of the alternate picked part. I have to start on a down pick, but then I start chicken picking. So it's the pick, back to the pick pluck technique that we spoke of a few lessons earlier. So, and then pluck for a pull off. And then the same on the G, pull off with a pluck. Same thing with the D string to the A. And then from the A to the low E. So I'll play it slow. Okay, here's another variation on a pentatonic type feel lick, which is grouped in 4s, kind of like a quad feel, if you're looking at a drummer's rhythmic perspective. All alternate picked. Again, mute that bridge with your right hand so you get a nice clean, attack with it. And I'll play the lick up to speed and then bring it down for you. Okay, so broken down slowly, just groups of 4 notes. Twice. Whole tone. So it's just the same box pattern, but a whole tone is just moved up. So you're at the 1st and the 3rd fret, and then just move the same thing to the 3rd and the 5th fret, and then the 5th to the 7th, and the 7th to the 9th. And it's that whole tone movement that gets you going up the neck and has this type of sound to it. Okay, so let's take that whole tone pentatonic box type of lick and apply it with a different feel. Just showed it to you in groups of 4s, which is like a quad type of drum rhythmic pattern, but let's take it into 6s or triplets. So this is what it would sound like slow. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, and it's always the emphasis on the 1. So, and then just move it up the neck in the whole tone positions. I'll play the lick up to speed now. And I just basically did it down the other way as well. Okay, let's wrap up with another sequence. This lick is grouped in fours. You could use it in any type of minor scale or pentatonic. I will show you the lick using a pentatonic, a B minor pentatonic scale. I'll do the lick fast and then we'll break it down. Okay, so again, groups of fours, always alternate picked, like I said in the previous licks. Make sure you have a really good, palm mute across the strings to keep it nice and clean. And I'll break it down slow. I'll do it slow one more time. Let me show it to you slow with the alternate picking. Wrapping up, always try and take these techniques and these ideas and play them in all different keys, different modes, and have fun with them. That's what it's all about. Take a piece of it and do something of your own, add it to it. That's what I do. Take a little bit from everything and try and have a big amalgamation, or a stew of all these licks, is what I always say. So have fun with it. Thanks so much.